right, everyone, thank you so much for coming here today. Today we have Catherine Oakes, who is a French entrepreneur. She is the creator of Slice, which is a global marketing company, and they focus on marketing, branding, and now the metaverse. So today, Catherine is going to teach us about marketing in the metaverse, and we're excited to hear from her. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. Well, welcome everybody. As you know, the metaverse is very new. So we start with this slides. What if a great client or an amazing prospect of yours tells you, hey, Jean, hey, Anna, let's meet in the metaverse. When you are on the internet, you are a witness of the internet. When you are in the internet, you become a player, an active player, and that's the big difference with the metaverse. So here, look at my description here. It's an immersive and interconnected online space where ideas come alive in real time. It's the embodied internet delivered through devices like sensors, VR visors, and augmented reality wearables. So, and I'm going to talk about this in more details. I'm going to show this to you. So you can see here, this is an example of what some of the big brands are doing. When people tell me the metaverse is just something that's going to happen in 5 years, 10 years, it's not going to happen now. Why should we get ready now? Well, guess what? All the big brands are there already. And here's an example of Warner Bros. They have created this virtual rendition of the Washington Heights neighborhood, and they invite people there to watch movies. It's there, it's existing, they advertise this all the time. That's just one example here. Okay, so let's talk about where the metaverse came from. It was Neil Stephenson that coined the term in Snow Crash, which is a 1992 novel in which the main character, a pizza delivery driver, hangs out in an online virtual fantasy world. So it dates from a long time ago. It's not a brand new concept. The idea got an update in 2011's Ready Player One, which is a novel in which people gather in the Oasis metaverse, which inspired the launch of Facebook's Oculus Rift. So this is the origin of the metaverse. All right, let's talk about the elements of the metaverse here, because a lot of people ask me, okay, what is included in the metaverse? And you can see here you have a lot of different components: digital currencies, marketplace, digital commerce, non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Have you heard about NFTs before? Okay, I'm going to talk about that too. Infrastructure, device independence, gaming, of course. Gaming is a huge component of the metaverse. Digital assets. And I will send you this presentation afterwards, so you don't need to make notes or copy that. You will have that. Concerts, you cannot imagine what you can do with concerts and entertainment. Online shopping. Zuckerberg is working now on providing the ability to actually buy products with your credit card in the metaverse, and those products can be delivered to you via Amazon, or you can go in the store after you have reserved your product. So that's coming, that's there. Workplace. A lot of people work remote now. But what happens when you work remote? You are alone, you are isolated behind your computer. It's hard to be motivated. Sometimes you get anxious or depressed. You don't know what your coworkers are thinking. You don't know what your boss is thinking about you. Well, guess what? Now you can have a virtual office environment and you can invite everybody there. They're going to be avatars, but you will be working with people around you that are going to help you create better, produce better, and that will be there to boost your motivation as well. So that is available now. Social media, of course. Meta is one of the biggest players in the metaverse. And what Zuckerberg has done is, because it is part of Facebook, or Facebook is part of Meta, when you are in his metaverse, you can have all your Facebook followers be there for you. You can invite them. You're going to know who is there, who's not there. You will be able to interact with them, send messages, right? So that's also integrated. Digital humans, because digital humans can come from a lot of different metaverses. So they will be there as well. And then natural language processing, because it's global. They're going to have translators that will allow you to speak with people in China that do not speak English. How powerful is that? Right? So that gives you an idea of all the various elements that compose the metaverse. Okay. Any questions on that? Don't hesitate to interrupt me if you have any questions, otherwise I keep going. Okay? All right, here are the biggest players in the metaverse today. Meta, obviously, Decentraland, and you can see I have a note here. It's the biggest metaverse cryptocurrency right now, which with a market cap of 5.6 billion. Right, so when I hear people telling me this metaverse is not real, well, just look at that. And in Decentraland, you can buy real estate. So you can buy an island next to Justin Bieber if you want, if you have a few $1 million. And people do that. You know, they spend a lot of money buying property in Decentraland to be close to either a personality that they need to be close to, or to be close to clients, or to potentially resell those properties in the future.
And in the metaverse?
It's in the metaverse. Decentraland is one way to get in the metaverse. So there's not one unique way yet, not like the internet. You have different ways of getting in, and these are some of those. Okay, Meta is one, obviously, that you can get in with the Oculus, and I will talk about that. Decentraland, the Sandbox, Zepeto, you have quite a lot of those here that are major players right now. And I'm not going to get into each of them. We don't have time for this, but once you get this presentation, spend a few minutes and check those out, because it will give you a really good idea. Yes.
So those are all like different worlds?
These are all different ways to get into the metaverse.
But is the metaverse one place? Like, for example, if we accessed it through Roblox, could we still get to the island that's next to Justin Bieber?
So if Roblox offers a link to Decentraland, you can. But if you really want to buy property, you need to go into Decentraland.
Okay.
They all have their specificities, their specifications, their specialties. Roblox is more for gaming, right? So you have Zepeto is also more for gaming. Meta is for socializing, discovering the world, a lot of different apps. But each of them have different specialties, and you can't do everything in each of them. Eventually, one day, you will be able to jump from one to the other. It's not here yet.
Okay.
Make sense? All right, so let's start thinking about the fun stuff here. How do you get into the metaverse? Well, you know how Mark Zuckerberg is smart. I know there's lots of controversy, but this guy is smart. So Mark Zuckerberg bought the Oculus. I think it was in 2014. So with this is the entry to his metaverse. Just like with a phone, you can make phone calls. Well, with the Oculus Quest, you can get into the metaverse and connect with everybody who's going to be there. And if you have time after this presentation, I will show you how it works. You can try it out and get an idea, right? I always say it's one thing to explain. You're going to listen to me today, and maybe you'll get it a little bit better. It's going to make a little bit more sense, but you won't get it 100% until you are there. Until you try this out, until you jump in the world, and then you will fully realize, I get it now, right? But there are other ways to do it, right? You have a Google Glass. It's not as sophisticated, but you can do a few things with Google Glass. You have the PlayStation VR, that is more for games. But now there are ways eventually in the future to connect from this to Meta. So you have a lot of different types of headsets that will allow you to jump into the metaverse. But if you want to try that at first, I recommend to go with the Oculus Quest. It's $300, cheaper than an iPhone, and you'll be able to explore a lot of various worlds that you can really benefit from. Okay?
The clear one on the top there, what is that?
So that's a Google Glass thing. So the Google Glass has different versions, but that was the first iteration of Google Glass. Yeah. So when you clicked on here, you were able to see on the side like a computer screen, and then you were able to access Excel spreadsheets while on the go. Right. But they've not done very well. Google has not done very well. You don't see it anywhere. So, I mean, that was just one way to get in there, but the technology has changed so much now that, you know, they have to reinvent themselves a little, for sure. Okay. So to get into the metaverse, you need an Oculus or one of those, a Facebook account if you go into Meta and into this one, and then high-speed internet access. That's really important. Otherwise, it's going to take a long time. You have to download apps when you're there. You have to access a lot of information. So if you don't have good internet access, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, which is going to impact your overall experience. So important to have good internet access. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, let's continue. Okay, so I'm not going to play this video because it's too long. I'm going to play a different one, but I just wanted to quickly talk about Mark Zuckerberg's vision when he launched that. You know, he painted a picture of the metaverse as a clean, well-lit virtual world entered with virtual and augmented reality hardware at first, and more advanced body sensors later on, in which people can play virtual games, attend virtual concerts, go shopping for virtual goods, collect virtual art, create spaces to hang out with each other's virtual avatars, and attend virtual work meetings. So there's something very important he said here. Right now, you have to have one of those. In the future, you won't. If you look at science fiction and you see actors walking and creating suddenly worlds or showing their computer on the screen, this is how it's going to be. Soon, maybe it will be your glasses or it will be your iPhone that will create that 3D environment for you when you won't need that anymore. Okay, that's coming. Okay, and now I'm going to play this because that's going to explain to you, once you get in there, the feeling that you're going to have and what you can do with it. Okay, I'll send you the link and you'll be able to see that afterwards. I can continue without that. Anyway, so Horizon Worlds is one of the various options that you get when you get into the Oculus world. In Horizon World, you can build your own world, you can brand your world, and you can see the little buildings. You have access to blocks, so you're going to start your architecture, and once your world is created, you can start using it. They have templates that you can use right now. You don't have to rebuild anything, but you have the option to brand it, which is really important going forward because companies want to have everything branded. All right, so let's look at statistics, facts, and benefits because that's important to understand why it's here and going nowhere. The global AR and VR market is expected to grow to $209 billion by the end of 2022. By 2030, a large proportion of people will be in the metaverse in some way, and that's what Melanie Sabin, who is a director of the Future Today Institute in New York, said. So in average, people are going to spend about at least an hour by 2026. As well, on the metaverse, global VR video gaming revenues will reach $22 billion. I'm not going to read everything, but it just tells you that the metaverse is here, going nowhere. It's growing, and it's going to be here for the long term, right? We're just at the premise of this world, and having a presence is smart, for sure. Okay, facts here. The metaverse ETF is growing as well, big time. Google News shows 175,000 search results for the keyword metaverse news. People are looking into it. They don't know where to turn. They don't know how to start, so they're looking into it. Twitter shows about 500 tweets per hour. Right? Brands like Gucci, Nike, Disney, and Snap are in the midst of creating virtual communities, and they are already doing this. And at some point after that, I'd still like to show them on the internet because when you see how they're using it, this is breathtaking. Companies and individuals buy properties every day. I mentioned that before. They are spending a lot of money buying properties and investing because they know it's something that they can either benefit from themselves, or resell eventually in the future. Okay. All right. So why should you, as a brand or as a company, why should you think about getting into the metaverse? And here are some of the benefits. You're going to create a very strong emotional bond with your brand, with your clients, because what's going to happen, you see here a fashion show, and you see here a meeting. You're going to find yourself with your clients as avatars in rooms where they will be able to experience your product in real time, ask questions, try them, look at reviews, everything into one place. So you are now not only observing the brand, looking at the brand, you are in the brand, experiencing exactly what they do, how they do it in a fun way. Because when you are in there, you'll see it's fun. You just want to stay there, you want to play those games, and the brands that are smart now, they incorporate games into their worlds because people want to get away from this world. Yesterday, I was on a call with a company called Grande Cosmetics. It's a big cosmetic company, and the digital VP of digital e-commerce told me I'm tired of this world right now. I'm scared of this world. I don't know what's going to happen. So she goes into the metaverse and spends a few hours every day because it makes her feel good. She connects with her clients, she connects with friends, and she says, when I do it, I can come back into the real verse. So you have the real verse and the metaverse, and continue life, as it is. But she described it as a way to feel better, to reduce anxiety, to reduce fears, and to meet people that she would have never met before that inspired her, right? So it's one way to do it. Everybody is familiar with user-generated content, UGC. Okay, you're going to get a lot of that when you are in the metaverse. And the advantage is you're going to get it right there. You don't have to wait for people telling them, can you send me a message with your content? You can generate it right there. And when I say right there, once you are in the room, for example, here, what some companies do now, they have a screen. Here is a small screen here. Some of them have a big screen. Well, people are going to share their experience. We can showcase how their products work. We can put testimonials from some of their clients and share the content right there. And then you can save that content and you can send that content to Facebook and disseminate it on Facebook as well, or on Instagram, or anywhere else in any of the social media platforms. So UGC is going to be huge, and a lot of big campaigns are already leveraging that, okay, especially in the retail world. Innovative content. You can create a lot of 3D animation in the metaverse, and you don't need to be a genius. It's so well done that literally you can, yesterday I was playing with it, and I was able to build a castle with an entry door, that opened, and create an experience in that castle to present to my clients certain things I wanted to sell them. And I did it in about an hour. And I'm not a 3D creator at all, right? So now you can hire 3D people, 3D designers. If you want something more sophisticated, you can always do that. And then import that content in those worlds. You have that option. And that content can be in the form of animated GIF, videos, PowerPoint presentation, anything, right? So that's one way of differentiating yourself from your competitors, because you're going to present things in a way that's, again, fun, interactive, and different. People see the same thing all the time, and they don't read anymore. They don't want to read. So especially this audience now, the people that are now in the metaverse, they are early adopters. Right now, they're still young, but it's changing. I'm not an early adopter, and I'm not young, and I'm there, right? And you start to see that shift. But right now, companies that have millennials as their audience is the perfect way to bring them in, and show them something they have never seen before. Well, guess what? They're going to remember you. You are in the insurance industry. It's boring, right? And a lot of it, everybody does the same thing. I worked in the insurance industry for 6 years. They are very reluctant to change. So they're going to take a time to start looking at this and start realizing, oh my God, I need to be there. But if you start doing it now and you start building your audience, because this is key, in any type of environment, if you're on Facebook, if you have no followers, you can post 1 million times a day. It's not going to make any difference. So the metaverse is going to help you grow that audience, because you can invite people from Facebook, from Instagram, from LinkedIn, from anywhere. And that audience is going to be captive, because most of the time they won't have anybody else who's doing that. And you will present them with something that's going to make them feel good, safe, because it's a safe environment. And you're going to give them content, or you're going to give them information about you that they're going to want to stick with. And they will remember you. That's the key. You're going to be remembered because you're going to be one of the only ones that have had the guts. And I mentioned that you have to have the guts to jump into this now, because you won't have to spend millions, but you're going to have to spend time and a little bit of money on content, right? So not everybody can do that. You have to have lots of courage. All right, so that's content. I mentioned growing your social media followers. I just explained that. And then heighten interconnectivity. Computer vision is becoming more intelligent, and it's going to allow visual and audible help. When I am in the metaverse, I can move myself to anywhere with this. So I have my Oculus, And here's like video game. When I move this little button in the video game, you can move everywhere. It's the same thing in the metaverse. If I see someone I want to meet and talk to, I'm going to push that button and my avatar is going to move and I'm going to see that person in front of me and I'm going to say, hi, Jim, how are you today? And Jim's going to say, hi, Catherine, so good to see you. What you up to? Just like in real time. And then if I want to stop that, I'm going to take out my Oculus. I'm going to be jumping back into the real world, right? And that's what's fascinating. I have met people, last week I was online with people from Canada, and they were organizing this big event, special industry. I didn't understand exactly what it was, but they found a way to bring in the same room the target audience they wanted to come to that event to educate them about that event. They did not have anything sophisticated. They didn't have videos or anything. They were just able to talk to them. And because of that, they were starting to, first of all, create awareness about the event, educate them about the event, and build a relationship. And when you have a relationship, it changes everything. When people come to you. That's what that does. Makes sense. What do you think now?
Well, I'm thinking it would be so much easier if you didn't have to have these contraptions, right? And you could do it with your phone or even with your computer.
Yeah.
Because all of those people that they were trying to get to an industry event don't necessarily have a Quest.
And you're right. And that's a barrier to entry. And you're right. Eventually, everybody's going to have to invest in something like that.
Yeah, or is there a way to build it into a computer?
So what you can have, in fact, you can access it from your computer, but you're not going to have the same immersive experience.
Because you need to have it.
Because, again, you're going to be looking at it, you're going to be on the internet, not in.
Okay.
Makes sense? Yes.
Hologram.
Yeah.
Hologram, hey.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yep.
It's coming. I mean, it's yesterday, I think I was telling you, I downloaded the National Geographic app because it's been my dream to go to Peru. And I don't want to travel right now. I'm still worried about everything that's happening in the world. And I said, I really would love to discover Peru. So I went into the National Geographic app in the Oculus and I downloaded it. And then suddenly I was able to find myself in Peru. Looking at the ruins, I had a guide that was telling me everything. And I was following the guide with my avatar. And I could just hike along the path, stop in the ruins, have all the information, play games. It was amazing. I had a preview of what Peru is, which makes me want to go even more now. So imagine the power of this if you are a traveling agency. Or if you are, I don't know, if you're a hotel. Right? A hotel that has all these various locations in the world. You create that dream that cannot be created anywhere else. It's impossible. Guess what now? I know what Peru is. I want to see it.
Well, you want to smell it.
And I want to smell it.
Yeah, well,
that's exactly what it is, right? But it's a preview of the world that you want to get in, and it creates a dream. And that's the power of this type of technology. Yeah. Okay, so these are some of the benefits that you will get.
We need smell-o-vision, though.
We need smell-o-vision, that's true. We need to bring all the senses to that. Hey, yes. That may come.
Yes.
That may come. Okay, so here's the important part. How do you prepare yourself to market your products and services now? Right, that's important. Okay, so ready, set, go. First, you have to imagine your virtual world. What do you want? It's like building a website. You're going to have to create the experience. You're going to have to determine what you want to showcase, how you want to present yourself, who are you, who you're going to talk to. You have to make sure you're talking to the right audience. That may change a little bit if you are in the metaverse because your audience is going to be a little younger. So you have to think about all of this so that you can come up with the right value proposition, with the right way to present yourself, and with elements of differentiation that are going to be attractive to them, right? You start there. When you create it, and you have people like me that can help you do that, because you have to build that world, make sure it looks good, make sure your logo is going to be incorporated everywhere. So you create it. When you jump in it, because you have to experience it yourself, and then you invite people to it. That's how you start. It's the same process as creating anything on the internet. It's just a bit different because it's in a different environment that we're not very familiar with. Right? Okay, so you're going to have to first start building your branded virtual rooms. As you can see here, this is a virtual classroom that was created by a big brand, and they have invited people, and people are there shown as avatars, and they can ask questions, right? And in that classroom, what you don't see there is a big screen, just like this one, where you have someone presenting, taking notes, responding to questions, recording eventually, taking pictures, because you can take pictures. We can, when you're using this, you have always a little camera here. You can pick up the camera, you can take pictures. You can take selfies. So yesterday I was in Peru, I took a few selfies of me with llamas in the back that were spitting at me. You know, I did that. But you can do that, right? So all of this is possible. So you create those custom worlds. When you build a user experience. Same thing, I'm working with a client, they are selling beauty products. They wanted to create a world where they're going to start showing eyelashes, makeup, and they asked me, okay, how do I do it? So we're starting designing everything just like we design a website. But it's more of a 3D experience, so we have to make sure we think about that, right? How do we present the products? Where do we start? You know, how do we educate them about each product? So what we can do here, each time you pick up a product, you're going to have a little blurb that's going to say what the product is all about. And when you click another area, you're going to have a review on that product. People love reviews. Well, guess what? Once you have that information, don't you think you're going to be able to feel more comfortable about buying the product? Yes, you will, right? And once you can just give your credit card to buy it and have it delivered to your place via Amazon, you're probably going to do it, right? So it's really making it really easy to build that great user experience and to boost product sales. Okay, you can generate the Metaverse content because you can send it anywhere you want at the click of a button. You can build advertising. Hey, here's a huge revenue generator that's going to come. Advertising, you know, if you have lots of followers in your own virtual rooms, you can sell advertising to some people. You can absolutely do that and make money out of it, right? That's another way of generating income. You establish a solid online positioning, of course. You are there, especially for the ones that start now. You can position yourself as a pioneer. You know, guess what? If you start now, in 3 years from now, when everybody's scrambling to get in, you can say, hey, come to me, I know I've done that. I'm going to save you time and money, right? And then launch webinars, campaigns, you can do all of that. You can organize focus groups if you want to get feedback on a product idea you have. You can get information from experts from all over the world that you can invite, right? These people can be potentially experts from all over the world. One of my clients is one of the biggest chip manufacturers in the world. They are based in Taiwan. And they position themselves now as the leader of the industrial metaverse. And what they are doing, they are inviting experts, technological experts from all over the world regularly into their own world to build products, to improve chips, to invent new technologies, to brainstorm together, to present to potential huge investors if you want to look for investors, or to bring together their executive team to discuss something that's very important in a confidential environment. So we can do all of that. By the way, speaking about confidential, it's pretty secure. It's not perfect yet, but it's pretty secure, right? So they are working on that. A few things that happen sometimes that are a little strange, but most of the time it's pretty safe environment and secure environment. Any questions on that? All right, so jump ahead of your competition. What do you have to do? You start here. You buy one of those. That's the first thing you have to do. You sign up for Facebook Horizon. It's currently in beta, but you can sign up to Facebook Horizon. You can do it on your computer, or you can do it once you have the Oculus. You can do it in that environment. You have to start understanding how you can be found on the metaverse. SEO, search engine optimization, is key. So the content that you'll be having in the metaverse is going to help with your SEO. But if you have great SEO with your website already and everything you do on the web, that's going to help you. But you can definitely emphasize that by using the metaverse in the Oculus. You have to sign up to Snapchat Trends so that you can learn which words and phrases are trending across the various platforms, what's driving the buzz, for that community of 500 million active users. And then you start reading content. And you can start reading the content yourself because that's going to give you a good idea as to what you may want. And once you get it, you can get help. But you can do it yourself, or you can use a template. You don't need to invest $1 if you don't want to. Use one of our templates, and some of them are amazing, really beautiful, and just go there and start inviting people. And you may find people who are going to tell you, I want to help you. How can I help you? Okay, maybe you can do this, maybe you can do that, right? So again, you don't have to create content, but you will for sure learn how to create content, and that will be a benefit for you. And content can be a lot of different formats, obviously. It can be blogs, or it can be graphics, or it can be anything that your clients or your prospects need, right? You can attend events on platforms such as Space VR or Facebook Horizon. So let me talk to you quickly about Facebook Horizon. When you are in Facebook Horizon, have you been to Disney World or Disneyland and go into those rides where you sit and you are transported like an airplane and you visit? That's what Horizon does. You can go and visit places all over the world, but you're not alone. That's the difference. You're going to have, it's like a spaceship that has several levels, and you're going to have people around you that are going into that same journey. So you sit with someone next to you, say, oh my God, this is so beautiful, and you observe that together. And then you start a conversation. Where are you from? What do you do? Oh, you sell insurance products. This is great, I need some. Can I help you? Can you give me some information? That's how it works. It's a non-salesy environment where people trust each other because it's a non-salesy environment. Because at the same time, you will experience things that are amazing. Imagine traveling in a spaceship, going over the Eiffel Tower. This is what you do. And then you can see any places in the world like that. So that's the one thing that Horizon does as well. And then you can partner with a lot of different people, influencers, creators who are already in that space. If you are in the insurance business, you go there, you're going to meet insurance people, you're going to invite them. Maybe a lot of them have done something already. We can give you ideas. Why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? Or come to my events, you're going to meet your clients. You never know who you're going to find there. Right? So right now they're younger, but again, this is going to change fast. So that's one way to build an audience. Public relations is huge, right? So the media is there, the media is everywhere, and they are in the metaverse. So if you want to get some attention, especially now, because most people are not there, the small guys are not there, you can get press coverage pretty easily, right? It's a great way to draw some attention. You can set up Google Alert to follow Metaverse. The more you are educated about this, the more successful you will be because it's changing non-stop. Every day I'm getting news and I'm thinking, oh my God, here's something new again, right? So it's not something that's set in stone. It's going to change dramatically over the next few years, and we just have to adjust, but you have to start somewhere. You can talk to journalists. Anyway, there's a lot of things that you can do to jump ahead of your competition. And guess what? It's not difficult because most of them are not there yet. I mean, look at the room. A lot of people will think, metaverse what? Why should I even worry about the metaverse? Right? I think, I don't know if I have it here, but anyway. So, yeah. So anyway, I don't know if I have it, but I don't know if you were here when I said that Bill Gates in 1995 said that the internet is just a fad. And the CEO of Microsoft 2 weeks ago said that the metaverse is just for games. No, they're trying to, first of all, Microsoft doesn't want Facebook to succeed. So that's another reason why he said that. But just tells you, people are not always right. Something's happening there. So anyway, what we do, we build virtual spaces for customers to enjoy the metaverse. And we help you build your ideal world, but most importantly, strategize. You have to have a plan. Just like when you build a website, you have to have a plan when you want to have a presence in the metaverse. Otherwise, you may try a lot of different things and it's going to cost you a lot of money and you're not going to reach your goals, right? So the strategy, you always start there. You have to make sure your branding is on point. You are going to have to make sure you speak to the right core audience. One person that you have to determine who that is, build all your communication around that audience, and then organize it in a way that's going to be fun, immersive, and relatable. Okay? We'll have to do that. Okay, so still perplexed? The proof is what big brands are doing now. Okay? This is what he said in 1995, the internet is just a passing fad. These are the brands that are now present already in the metaverse. And then when I say present, they have organized worlds, they have organized events, they have a whole strategy around it, and they are present, right? So here, this is where I would like to have internet, but Nike, so what you don't see here is this girl here, she's an avatar, and Nike is presenting shoes here. And when people are out there, they are invited there, they see the shoes, they can hold, because you can hold objects too. So they can come in here, grab the shoe from her as an avatar, look at the shoe, touch the shoe. Of course, it's not the same feeling, but you can see all the various ways the shoe is designed, the colors, so you can really have a good idea of how the shoe looks like. And then decide, okay, I want to get it, I want to buy it, right? You can buy the shoe. So Nike has been doing this, and we have a lot of different avatars that are hosts, Nike hosts, that present the products. And guess what? When you're in front of someone like this, you can ask questions. Okay, so I'm a runner. Should I buy this shoe? Or I play tennis. Do you have any other shoe I should look at? And she's going to go and grab the right shoe and show you, okay, you should use this one. Right?
So are their avatars persistent personalities? Like if you went one day, the next week you would be able to find that same person again?
Yeah. Because your avatar is just, on Facebook, it's a picture of you.
But are they representing
yes.
real people?
So yes.
Oh.
So what's happening is brands are paying those people to work in the metaverse.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
I was in a game last week and I was discovering everything, and I just didn't understand much because that game was new for me. And this girl came to me and she said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Sure." She said, "Yeah, I'm a host here. I'm hired by this company. I work here 8 hours a day, and I'm here to help visitors explore the game and play the game." And I said, "Really, you're here 8 hours every day?" "Yeah, I'm paid by them to just."
I wonder what her resume says. Virtual host?
Yes, that's exactly how it is. And it's great because guess what? If I like that game and if I can buy it somewhere else, I'm going to buy it because I know how it works.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So Nike is doing this a lot. Gucci Garden. Once you get into the internet after that, you'll see. So Gucci Garden, you are the avatar, and you arrive and you see here the various areas and shelving with Gucci products. You can grab a product in your hand as an avatar. You can turn it around. You can open it up. You can ask questions about other people because typically you're going to have a lot of people there. You're going to have Gucci hosts that will answer your questions. You're going to have Gucci clients that have used those products and tell you, "I love this bag. Oh my God, it looks so cute with those shoes," or whatever. Guess what? You're going to want it, right? Or imagine having a personality or a movie star or somebody come in here. They can. They are there. And you see that product on the house. I want this product. So sales are going to be boosted. They're going to go to the roof thanks to that. So this is all here. The Gucci Garden, they've been doing this now for months. It's not new. And by the way, the company that I was talking to yesterday, this big brand cosmetic company, I asked them, "So you want a presence, when do you need this by?" And I was thinking 3-5 years maybe. And she said, no. We need this by this holiday season, this coming December. Okay. That made me realize it's now. It's not in 5 years from now. Brands are now working on it. They are making it happen now. They want the content now. They want help with making it happen. And most of them don't know. I was talking to the VP of digital commerce. She said, "I understand it. I just don't know where to start. I don't know who to turn to." Right? So if you become an expert in your industry who knows how to approach the metaverse, you can build followers like crazy because you're going to be able to educate them. So I see the next year is people need education. They need someone to follow. They need someone to show them how they can grow sales. They can grow their followers. That's what you can be in your own industry if you start getting in now. But it takes time, so you're going to have to invest time, right? Every day I spend 2 to 3 hours on this. I start the day with a meditation app that puts me in the right mood. Half an hour of meditation, and I'm in a beautiful environment with amazing music. It's telling me to breathe in, breathe out, and I have a little bird coming to me and singing at me, and I start with that. And then I go and meet people. Say, okay, I'm going to go into this room and I'm going to meet people, and I've made connections this way. I have 2 leads that are coming from that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Stay on time. Okay. NVIDIA is one of the biggest game manufacturers. They have built what they call the Omniverse, which is their own metaverse. And in the Omniverse, they are bringing in their gamers that can interact with each other. So if you're a gamer, you understand how that works. You play your game, but you can socialize at the same time. But NVIDIA is building their own environment because they want this to be separate, right? So eventually what's going to happen is you will be able to jump from one world to the other, from the Omniverse to Meta to the Microsoft environment, because that's coming too, right? So you will be able to do it. It's not available yet, but that's coming.
And it will still all be through the Oculus.
You'll still need to have one of those. Right now, if you want that, if you want to be present, you have to have one of those. Yeah. Okay, Fashion Week. Same thing, we have now a Fashion Week. It's all happening in the Metaverse. And there you have designers from all over the world that are showcasing their clothing. And they have fake models wearing their clothing and just organize a Fashion Week. And this is how they sell their new line of clothes. This is how they make contacts. This is where they negotiate contracts. This is where they do everything, all online. Okay. And then Louis Vuitton, same thing. Louis Vuitton has this game. So they decided to go with the fun part of the metaverse by creating a game. So same thing, you as an avatar, you can go and play their game. And then, along the game, I'm going to show you products, of course, right? But it's in a gaming environment that is fun. You don't feel like you are pressured to buy, because that's another advantage of the metaverse. You're never going to be pressured to buy. And if you're pressured, guess what? You take out your...
Yeah, run away.
Bye. I mean, seriously. So it's a world that is so warm and welcoming and safe, and you can get out of it, and nobody's going to run after you because you don't want to buy their products, or scream at you because you're not responding the way they want you to respond, right? All right, so you would think that even a company like Deloitte, accountants, right? Well, guess what? Look at what they said here. We are excited to launch Deloitte's unlimited reality offering and the Dimension 10 Studio to help our clients take advantage of the exponential growth in virtual worlds and economies. There is a huge potential for digital realms to benefit business and society at large. And we are pleased to offer access to connected virtual worlds that may exceed the economics of our current physical economy. So Deloitte sees the benefit and the potential of the metaverse, because now they can access millions of people in a way that's never been done before. Organize webinars to educate, and all of this is possible.
You mentioned earlier a Meta ETF.
Yes.
Does it really exist?
Yes, I bought some.
Who make up the companies in the ETF?
So, oh my God, you're asking me a quiz here. You have the U, which is one of the major players. You have Meta for you. You have, for sure, you have, I believe you have NVIDIA. So you have some of the biggest players. I don't know all the list, but they are there. Yeah, and it's growing right now. It's crazy. It's still very volatile.
Of course. Yes.
Because people are, There's still lots of questioning, but I think it's going to take off in the next few years for sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. So that's the presentation. I could not go to the internet, but I'm going to share that with you. And this way you'll be able to just click on those links and experience those worlds from there. I'm going to set that up if someone wants to try it out now. This way you can see it. Any questions, any comments, anything that I have not addressed that you would like me to address? Yes.
Who are the early adopters or the innovators? Who's getting the Oculus for the purpose of Metaverse?
So they go from 5 years old to 30 years old. This is the majority of them right now. But like I said, I'm not 30. I wish I were, but I'm not 30 anymore, and I'm buying this. So, but these are most of the generation that's now online using the Oculus is it's younger for sure. Yeah. Lots of millennials. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain more what an NFT is?
Yes. So the NFT is like a currency, just like you use dollars here. So it's the currency that you use to buy real estate or to buy anything on the Metaverse. So that's all it is. It's a digital currency, non-fungible token. I don't know who came up with that name, right? Really, but that's what it is. Yeah.
And you buy this currency where?
So you buy this currency, you have different sites, lots of different sites where you can buy. So do a search on Google and you can see if you use eTrade, you can buy the currency there, but lots of different sites sell that.
And eventually, like, you should invest in NFTs so that eventually you are able to use them in like the metaverse, or what is it?
Well, yeah, yes. So you're going to have to transform some of your dollars into that digital currency in order to buy it. Yes, online. So yes, you will have to do some investment,
Gotcha.
but you don't have to invest thousands and thousands of dollars right away, unless you want to buy a beautiful real estate property on the seashore of San Diego, or the ocean shore of San Diego. That you need millions of dollars. But yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, all the payments are going to be done like that. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where are the virtual environments hosted?
Where are they hosted?
Yeah, I know you mentioned, the Google.
So you have lots of different hosts right now because, a lot of them, there's no one central metaverse, right?
Yeah.
So Google has their own host. Where are they hosted? I could not answer that question in detail. I don't know.
I guess what I mean is, if I create a website,
Mm-hmm.
I'm creating it with HTML,
Mm-hmm.
maybe JavaScript and this, that, and everything. Is there a language specific to, can I sit down on my PC and start creating like with HTML? Is there a language for?
So no, what it is you just have to use, if you are in the Horizon worlds or in there, you can build things right there using their own system.
Oh, I see.
But you don't need to learn any language.
Okay.
But if you are a 3D designer, you can use tools like Adobe to design 3D spaces that you would import into your world. But when you are in those worlds, they give you everything. It's like Photoshop. You can grab one shape, you can change the color, you can change the texture, you can animate it.
Okay.
I built a platform where I was flying and I was able to hover around an environment that I designed. You can do that. You can create any type of animation, any type of design.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if I wanted to go to a different world, I'd have to probably get a different type of device because I can only enter the metaverse with the Oculus. But if I wanted to go to like one of the other ones you mentioned, I have to get a different.
Well, or you can do it via your computer. There are ways, but you would have to have different devices now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But lots of people, when they want to try it out, we start here.
This is probably the most popular. Yeah.
It's the most popular, and it's Facebook.
Yeah.
You have thousands of apps. You can bring in all your followers. If you're already active on social media, you can see all your friends there. You're going to see who's there. You're going to see who is in the metaverse. Oh, Jim is here. Hi, Jim. Right? And it's going to see your avatar. So, yeah. That's the benefit that a lot of brands like because they have lots of followers and you can invite them all in here and talk to them. You don't have to rebuild your own audience. They are there already. So that's a huge benefit because having a big audience is everything. And if you are looking for people who are looking for insurance, you can do a search on Facebook and you'll know. You can target your audience and invite them all in the metaverse.
And how do you find out about when you're in the metaverse, let's say, how do you know different events to go to or different worlds?
You do a search. So you do a search.
Mhm.
You can access your Facebook account in here. You can access everything. And when you're in there in different spaces, you can do a search. I'm looking for such and such event. And it's going to give you a list of all the events that are happening in the metaverse. It's just like Google. It's the same thing, but you are in a different environment. Yeah. Yes.
It's kind of a silly question, but when you're doing a search, is it like when you're typing in something, is it like how you type in on like a peanut?
No, it's not.
Where you have to go from letter to
See,
letter?
what happens when you hold this, with this, you can access lots of different things. So if I want to go to my main menu, I'm going to click one button. And if I have to enter information, you can have a digital keyboard.
Oh,
And then you can type on the keyboard with those.
will I type faster?
You can even speak to it.
Oh, cool.
Translate everything speaking. Another thing that I have done, it's amazing. I have recreated my office space in the metaverse. So now I can access my computer as I see it, like it is my real computer, but it's a fake board, a fake desk. I see my computer, it's fake, but it's real because I can see everything. And guess what? I've created my office on a beach in Hawaii, and I see the ocean and I hear the ocean and I work like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's amazing.
And you have even people or clients come into your office.
Well, you can invite them. You can invite them and say, hey, let's have a meeting now. Come to my office and I'm going to see your office and I'm going to be there with you in front of that ocean. Yeah. It's amazing. I'm telling you, each time I'm there, I'm blown away because I discover something new. I imagine possibilities. I see how the world can come together. I see how it's going to help people feel better about themselves and not feel so isolated. This is the thing. So many people are alone right now, isolated, depressed. You jump in here and you meet friends and you make friends in a snap. And they feel so real. This is what Zuckerberg was explaining. He said at some point, we're going to have a hard time differentiating the real verse from the metaverse. We're going to feel almost like they are all coming together. And it feels that way. Because when I'm in there, sometimes I don't want to get out. And that's what's going to be dangerous. It's going to become addictive.
Right, you're going to have to be able to exercise while you're doing it. Otherwise, you're just going to atrophy.
But you move. Most of the time you move because you have exercise rooms, you have Pilates classes, you have yoga classes, you have tennis games you can participate in. You have all of that. It's available. It's right there. So you can jump from your desk to playing tennis in 5 minutes. And with this is your racket.
So you're actually moving.
No, you're going to see yourself, as an avatar, and you're going to see your racket and you're going to play.
You have to put on exercise clothes.
Outfit.
You can change your
You don't have to
avatar.
put any clothes on at all.
Exercise clothes on your avatar. But yeah, that becomes everything. That can become an instrument, a music instrument. You're going to play. It can become anything if it's available in there. Yeah.
So interesting with the shoe. You talked about Nike and the host, and you can pick up the shoe and turn it around. You don't get the sense of weight though.
No,
So I see that there are some holes that need to be plugged
of course.
that are just opportunities.
Yes. It's but what you can do though, you can pick up that shoe, and if you want that shoe in a different color that is available, you can click, I want to try this color.
Yeah.
And you can see right away the color of the shoe. So, but yeah, of course, you're not going to see the weight. It's not going to smell anything.
Right.
There are going to be limitations, but it's a great tease to bring people in a retail store.
Can you order online?
Yes.
Okay. So you look at it in lime green and it's like, this is great, got to have it. And you can order it like that. Cool.
So you have to buy any space in the metaverse, real estate space?
No, you can go there right now without buying anything except for that. So the first thing you do when you're there, you sign up, you create your avatar, you have to have a Facebook account. You sign up as Facebook, and then you're going to create your play zone because you want to make sure you're not going to hit your couch or hit your table. So if it was here, I would draw my play zone like that. Okay, and then I would see the limitations. And then if I, for example, if I play something or if I'm involved in something and I forget where I am, I'm going to move and it's going to tell me, hey, you're getting out of your play zone. I'm going to see a light that's going to say, don't get out, you are out of your play zone. So that's how you start it. But typically, you don't have to move physically. You can move with this unless you want to play tennis or, exercise or do anything like that.
And how long have you had your system? How long have you been?
I've had this for 2 months now.
Oh gosh, you're so into it. That's so cool.
I know. I mean, each time I present it to friends, we buy it and we spend hours on it. And they just can't believe it because you can create homes. There is a home that is in space. So they have created a space station, gigantic, and you have your own home in space and you can see the Earth from your home. And your home has a couch, a table, everything, and you're there. They have built homes like that in lots of different countries. You can change environment. If you live in a crappy place, then you find yourself suddenly in a beautiful home. And you can watch a movie in there because you can go to Netflix. And when you go to Netflix in the metaverse, you have this beautiful winter home and you see the mountains with snow and you have your couch and you have this gigantic screen and you sit down on your couch and you watch a movie in this beautiful home.
So they really don't make you pay for like special features in like your home. Like if you want like a 5-story house, you don't have to pay more.
Well, if you want to create something, you're going to have to pay for it. But they have so many templates that you can use that are gorgeous.
Wow.
You don't have to pay for anything.
You can just customize it for free. Wow.
Yeah, and if you want special apps, some apps are free. Some apps are available for free from Facebook. But some of them you have to pay for. This is how they make money. So, for example, on National Geographic is $15 a year. It's not expensive.
Cheaper than going to Peru.
Yeah, I know. Trip is an app that's amazing. It's the app that's for meditation. It's $19 a year. And it helps with your mood. You can say, okay, I'm not in a good mood right now. I'm depressed. So I'm going to give you meditation that's going to help with your depression and guide you. You have a guide each time. You're not alone. You can have access to medical advice. You can have access to anything like that.
I can only imagine conventions or concerts in like the other side of the world and making marketing as like, oh, we're having a convention in Puerto Rico or something like that and wanting people.
Yes.
For people who want to go there.
And you can build your own environment, outdoor environment. You have your convention. You can build it all. You can do unbrand it. Sell advertising. You can do that. Yeah. All of this is there. It's possible. And you have millions of people. I think they've sold a total of, I think it was 6 million Oculus in the past year. So people are buying them more and more and more and more. But there's a lot of education to take place. And I'm telling you, if you try it, you're going to be hooked, I promise you. If you don't like it, you return it. They return it. They have no problem with a return. But I'm hooked, and I just have to monitor myself to not spend too much time here. It's all about balance. Yeah.
Yes.
But really, it can be a cause of a divorce. Yeah.
Oh God.
People are already working there for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So a lot of your life sometimes is going to be there.
Yeah.
A lot of your life is going to be there. You're right. And that's going to be a challenge because when you are getting out of your avatar, you become yourself. You can make your avatar a beautiful model, beautiful. Right? Nobody would ever know.
No one's gonna like themselves anymore.
So anyway, so that's it. Thank you so much. I know it's 1:10 already.
Thank you.
I'm going to, if you want to stay and try it out, I'm going to set it up if you want to try it out. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming today. Very nice to meet you all. And I will, I think you have the list. I can send the presentation to everyone.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
can send you their emails.
Okay. Thanks very much.